All right. It is Wednesday, and there is still an emergency up north, a state of emergency, in fact.
A lot of people still without power. We'll talk about that coming up.
And later in our show today, this is an extended version of Daybreak Plus, and we're talking about Dutch heritage and the hidden danger of it.
We will have a doctor in studio to give us some perspective on that story.
And how you can learn more about it this month. Thanks for waking up with us here on Daybreak Plus. Matt's not here yet.
Wednesday, right?
It is Wednesday.
Losing track of the days.
It's Wednesday, March 18th.
I hear
footsteps. Time waits for no man, Matt Kirkwood.
You know, I got caught up doing my bracket, or trying to figure out how to send my bracket.
You got to do the important things.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad it was important.
You know what, Matt? Just so you don't feel like you're left out, this is my bracket.
But guess
Very
what?
nice.
George was here on time.
Who'd you pick overall?
What's that?
Who'd you pick to win?
Oh my gosh, I think Arizona.
Okay, I went with Duke.
Duke
Duke
don't
over
they have a
Michigan.
major injury though? When they're guards?
Yeah, they've got a little bit of, they're a little banged up.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't go with Duke. I was going to go with Duke, and I was like, well, they're missing one of their best players. But anyway,
I went into our family, bracket and tried to fill mine out, but my son filled mine out instead of his own, so I haven't filled mine out yet.
All right.
Call Grady out. It's fine. It's fine.
Just use this.
I might as well. I don't know.
Do you know who you picked? Oh, you don't know.
He picked Michigan.
Okay.
Homer.
It's a solid pick.
My husband's
It is
an
a solid
Ohio
pick.
State fan. Grady was born in Buffalo, so I'm not sure why he picked Michigan, but that's all right. A lot of people here would agree with that. Let's talk about what's happening right now up north. The governor has declared state of emergencies in 7 counties.
Yep, in northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula.
And you can see why.
Oh, it is just incredible up there to see how much snow that they're dealing with. We'll be digging out for a while.
I sent you this
My back just
it hurts, right?
Just looking at that.
I sent Matt this photo this morning because my sister sent this to me yesterday.
Yep.
From Grayling. This is in her backyard. Their
Beautiful.
property butts up to state land, and
This is the only thing nice with ice is when you get a photo like this. Otherwise, I can't stand ice. At least forecasting it. So rarely anything good comes from it.
we just started streaming on Facebook Live a little bit late into the show here. All that you missed was that Matt was late for the show, if you're just joining us on Facebook Live. But I feel like I should catch
Just
you up
blame
on
it on
that.
Facebook Live.
Sure, we'll blame it.
That is a nice picture.
This is from my sister, though, if you're just joining us on Facebook Live. Good morning. Yeah, it's gorgeous. She said
beautiful.
the sun had just come out,
Yeah.
and it was the first time they'd seen the sun since this whole ice storm hit, and it just looked like
Radiant. Yeah.
I mean, it's magical. It's really, really
Sparkly.
cool.
And she didn't lose power,
She
right?
didn't lose power, so
Yeah.
easy for her to say, right?
Yeah.
That it's magical.
But you see that amount of ice on the trees, that's a good chance you're going to lose power before.
And tens of thousands of people don't
Yeah.
have power.
Still out
They
without
have
it.
700 Consumers Energy crews are up there trying to get it back on. So
I saw a picture of M28 between Munising and Marquette, and you can't even tell. I mean, that's the major highway there, and you can't tell there's a road there. They haven't even begun to clear it out. It's crazy.
it is pretty wild.
Yeah. So
there you have it. So there's that photo. I forgot, you said you left your phone in your car. I texted you, hey, I'm using that photo.
yeah, it was a great photo. You can see it
Yeah,
twice.
you can show it as much as you want. It is really pretty.
So as I was walking the dog yesterday, thinking, man, this is a cold day. I didn't realize how cold it actually ended up being. We had a high temperature of 22 degrees, coldest since 1941 for
I
St.
believe
Patrick's
that.
Day. Holy cow. And yeah, it's pretty wild. By the way, today's record high, just to go to show that how crazy March can be, today's record high is 82. 82
Wow.
degrees.
That's quite a swing.
That is, back in 2012.
60-degree temperature swing. That wasn't even that long ago.
No. Nope, I actually remember it. You could see February 8th is the last time we were that cold. So we're going to kind of get out of this pattern. It's easy to say. You don't stick around in the 20s that long in the month of March. So we're not going to. Today will be about 10, 15 degrees warmer, but it's not going to be a real warm day. And you can tell by the radar, it's not warm because we have some snow falling across the area, but it's very light, very scattered in nature. I don't think anybody's going to pick up any much more than an inch of snow. Actually, I think everybody will be under an inch of snow. You can see that in Storm Track Live radar, mostly just flurry activity. Visibility, you can tell it's light. The lowest is around Kalamazoo at 6 miles, but that's certainly light, mostly just flurries. Temperatures, 20 degrees, actually doing a little bit better than yesterday at the same time by about 3 to 7 degrees. Here's the latest with the infrared satellite, just kind of giving you a broad view. There's a weak little warm front going through. Here's a key with it. It's going to bring in a southerly wind, which is going to draw in some warmer temperatures. I'm sure no one's going to complain about that. But the real warmth doesn't really begin today. It's going to start developing for tomorrow with readings closer to average, which is 45 degrees this time of year. But, George, this one's for you.
All right.
50s and maybe some 60s by Saturday.
He knows what makes me happy.
Uh-huh.
Just a little weather.
What may not make you happy, at least not me, is we were talking about ice earlier. It looks like a sneaky little system coming in tomorrow will give us a rain-snow mix, possibly mixing with a little bit of freezing rain. Notice the timing of this right during the commute tomorrow morning. So things could be a little dicey out there. We're going to have to keep a close eye on those temperatures tomorrow morning. And, of course, we're going to put Tom to work vigorously, scanning the roadways. We'll end the day Thursday with lots of sunshine. Temperatures mid-40s tomorrow, and it looks like 50s on Friday. That's appropriate. First day of the spring equinox. Mm-hmm. And you could see maybe, just maybe, 60 on Saturday. One of the forecast models, one I actually like the best for medium range is the European model, and it gives us 67. George, I couldn't quite do it yet.
I love that European model.
Oh, yeah.
That's always been
those
my
European
favorite.
models. Anyway, cold front moves through later on Saturday, and that's going to knock our temperatures down for the second half of the week, and maybe a little bit of a rain-snow mix Sunday. So obviously, the nicer of the 2 days would be Saturday, kind of pushing us back into a cooler pattern for next week, just not as cold as how we started this week. And here's the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. Really, much of the country is just going to be basking in the warmth at the tail end of March, so out like a lamb, I suppose, for much of the country.
When you say that, I imagine a cat basking in the warmth by the windowsill. I don't know.
And so we're going to be right on the cusp of that, so probably pretty close to average, maybe a little bit above, and a wetter pattern at the same time. So maybe that'll help the flowers. Although we don't need more rain. What are we up? 2 3/4 inches above average in terms of precip so far this month. So we're already well above average in terms of precip.
So no drought to start the season.
No drought to start the, The rivers are swollen. The Lake Michigan's been down quite a bit, so this is going to help a little bit for Lake Michigan.
Okay.
So, yep.
George, it's been very clear how much you like the warmer weather.
Yes.
What's your cutoff for when it's too much?
When it's too hot,
when are we going to start hearing you complain?
I won't complain. I won't complain because I prefer. I won't say I hate the cold, but I prefer the warmth.
Yeah.
Very diplomatic.
80. I'd say 80. I'm
80?
trying to be diplomatic.
80's your cutoff.
80, low 80s.
See, 80 is my minimum for wearing shorts.
See, I lived in Houston for 2 years, and for about 5 months of the year, it's 90 degrees, 90% humidity, and you're just from about
It's
April until
overwhelming,
October.
Yeah. 80 degrees, you're cut off for shorts?
Yeah.
Cut off.
Well, yeah.
You won't wear shorts if it's
Generally,
78?
no. Well,
60s.
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
But, like, if the high is 80, there could be portions of the day where it's just not comfortable. I don't to wear shorts.
It's funny. I always find this funny. In the spring,
I think it's more because of all the air conditioning. You're going in and out.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to get really uncomfortably hot for that air conditioning to be comfortable when it's, you know.
What I notice in seasons, in the spring, everybody's really eager to get into their
Yes.
summer gear. So it could be upper 60s, lower 70s, and you start to see people in shorts. But in the fall, those first 60s, people get the sweatshirts on.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
That's just
It's
some
all
observations.
relative, right?
That's right.
Okay. Well, here we go. 60s, here we come.
Here we come. I like it.
Matt, thank you.
Sure.
See you tomorrow.
Have a good day.
Great.
got it.
You're free to go.
Thank
Fill
you.
out your bracket.
It's filled out. I just got to
Send
figure
your
out a way to
bracket.
send it to you.
Send your
All
bracket.
right. Sounds good.
We do have a lot to get to coming up. This is a big day.
Yeah, the rundown is coming up and a live interview as well.
Also, a look inside the new Pine Rest Children's Facility. They're opening it today. They'll have a whole grand opening celebration, so we'll let you know what that's all about.
Stay with us.
And we're back.
Back on a Wednesday morning.
George has got the drums going. All right, the rundown.
Yes.
It starts with big news for mental health services in West Michigan.
There is a new pediatric center for behavioral health. Duncan McLean was out there all morning long to give us a look.
Pine Rest says this facility is dedicated to compassionate care and clinical excellence for the kids, teens, and families that will seek treatment here, all in a treehouse-like setting, and they're definitely celebrating in the canopy here today. Now, this is a 66-bed inpatient facility paired with an on-site outpatient facility to offer a comprehensive suite of both short and long-term care for kids dealing with behavioral and mental health disorders. That includes things like anxiety disorders, eating disorders, and substance use that often have consequences more serious, like suicidal ideation. And that's affecting more kids than ever before right now. According to the National Institutes of Health, since the COVID-19 pandemic, emergency department visits at more typical hospitals are up by 24% for kids ages 5 to 11 when it comes to behavioral health issues, and they're up 31% for kids ages 12 to 17, and those emergency departments just are not as ideally equipped as this state-of-the-art and dedicated facility is to deal with those. 1 in 6 children, in fact, in the United States is affected by one of these disorders, leading to suicide being the second leading cause of death for teenagers in the United States. Now, the celebration begins today, but patients won't be accepted at this facility until March 23rd. Over the course of the next couple hours, we're going to hear from all sorts of different movers and shakers that were instrumental in the design of this dedicated facility, and we'll see a couple heavy hitters from state government that are here to celebrate the opening of this facility, which truly is a first of its kind for the state of Michigan. In Grand Rapids, Duncan McLean, News 8.
Nice to have Duncan out there showing us inside that facility all morning. You know, there's going to be issues because there are so many issues already with trying to meet the need that exists for children and behavioral
Yes.
health. We know
Big
there's going to
demand.
be a long wait list. It's not going to be perfect, but this is certainly a big step in trying to meet that need.
Yeah, the demand is exceptionally high for those kinds of services.
Want to remind you today there will be a statewide tornado drill, which it's important that we remind you, of course, because it's not that long ago that we had tornadoes in West Michigan.
Yeah, this is happening at 1 o'clock. You'll likely get some notifications on your TV and radio as well. Not every community is participating, but
Don't be alarmed if you
If
hear
you
those
hear it.
sirens.
Yes.
Fortunately, we don't have any sort of severe weather in the forecast for today, so that's something
is
to
good.
keep in mind. We do still have a lot of damage from the tornadoes 2 weeks ago, March 6th. So FEMA has been out this week assessing some of that damage. They had teams out yesterday when it was snowing, checking especially on Union Lake, that area of Union City. That was one spot where we were able to catch up with them.
yeah, federal and state officials are all out there, were all out there checking it out, trying to figure out the need for a disaster declaration, which ultimately falls in the hands of President Trump, whether he'll approve it or not.
Now, they send FEMA crews out early, even though we haven't requested, our governor hasn't requested the disaster, because then they already have whatever evidence they need to support that and making that decision. As far as the partial government shutdown, one of the officials who was out yesterday, they told us things are moving as they have in previous disasters.
Only in Michigan are we going to be out in blizzard-like conditions surveying tornado damage from spring-like storms, just 2 weeks ago. It's certainly been an active severe weather season already. The State Emergency Operations Center has already activated twice just in the last 2 weeks.
I believe they're supposed to wrap up that survey sometime this morning.
Okay. That'll be important to get that assessment to see people who need the help there.
So in Three Rivers, we lost 3 people in Union City. There were 3 deaths in Union City, 1 in Edwardsburg. There were no deaths in Three Rivers, but there was a lot of damage. And people there are frustrated that the sirens didn't go off soon enough or for very long. They had a meeting last night about this.
There was a lot of praise in general for first responders and
Yes.
emergency officials, but there were still questions for many people about why the sirens didn't go off.
And one of those questions came from the mayor.
If we're paying Joe Special to be the emergency coordinator and he knows that there's a storm coming through and he doesn't call to have our sirens set off, that is just ungodly to me.
Now, after the back and forth over that during the actual public meeting, the public portion of the meeting, I should say, they went into a closed session to continue the conversation about the sirens, so we don't know what they said during that closed session.
That's something I'm sure we'll be hearing about for some time.
And finally, I want to talk about something the city manager in Grand Rapids sent out a letter about this week, having to do with officer-involved shootings in the last 5 years.
Mark Washington wants to review all of the shootings involving Grand Rapids police officers from the last 5 years. This comes not long after Daquan Johnson was shot and killed by a police officer in Grand Rapids. A lot of people calling for policy change.
And this, he said, I believe Daquan's case, because it's under investigation, would not be part of this review. And previous cases where the punishment has been settled, I don't believe will be a part of it either. But he wants to go over all of the details. He said he wants to approach this, even though there's a lot of emotion surrounding it, with a data mindset. And so they have data as they look into whatever changes they're going to make, and not basing it only on the emotions that surround cases like these. We still have quite a bit to get to here
Yes.
on the show, including looking at things that have happened this week in Michigan history.
This week in Michigan history.
One of them has to do with daylight saving time.
Oh, are we gonna
Our favorite.
set those clocks back and forth, or are we going to just leave it alone? What are we going to do?
Where did it all begin? So we'll look at that. And don't forget, we have a special guest coming in. I believe they've arrived. So we'll be bringing them into the Plus studio to talk about the hidden dangers that could come with your Dutch heritage.
Don't go away. Welcome back to Daybreak Plus on a Wednesday morning, and it is time.
Time for what?
Celebrity birthdays.
Celebrity birthdays.
How about that?
Let's start with
Couple good ones
a couple
today.
good ones.
Yeah.
We only have a few, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have 8 celebrity birthdays. Today we have, 5 or 6.
6. It's absolutely 6.
We're going to start with Vanessa Williams,
First-
63.
First African-American Miss America back in 1984, and also a big TV star, Ugly Betty, Desperate Housewives.
What else? There's so many other shows she's been in.
She has been in.
Sometimes when someone has done a lot, I can't think of anything because there's too much. So happy birthday to her. We also have Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
The Queen.
56 years old, rapper and actress. You know what I didn't know? She was nominated for an Oscar
Was she?
in 2002 for Chicago. I did not remember that.
Oh, that's right, the musical.
And of course, she was in the sitcom Living Single for,
She's very
for many
funny.
years.
A lot of good comedy roles, but also a lot of good serious roles.
Quite
for her.
talented.
I'm gonna stay with in the music world.
Little celebrity action.
Turn that chair around.
Maroon 5 and The Voice.
The Voice.
Adam Levine, 47 today. Moves Like Jagger. I like that song.
That is a good song.
That's a good song.
We also have Lily Collins, who's 37 today. I think one of the Snow White movie that she was in was one of the first things I saw her in. I know she's done a lot more than that.
You mentioned Emily in Paris.
Emily
is
in
one of hers.
Paris, yes. I think that
And,
she's probably more famous for that than the Snow White movie, but
The Blind
that's where
Side
I'm
she
at
was
with
in.
the kids.
Yeah.
The Blind Side? Mm-hmm. Was she the daughter?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I just know she was in it.
Jerry Cantrell apparently has no age.
60. Lead guitarist for Alice in Chains. I like that hat.
That is a cool hat.
Yeah.
And there we go. Now he's officially 60.
He is.
It's not official. Finally, former Wood TV 8 sports anchor and my husband, Joe.
He is a celebrity.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Joe.
Can't leave Joe out of the mix.
The 6th celebrity for sure.
Yep. Okay. So this week in Michigan history, we have quite a few. We have a guest coming in, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But let's go over March 16th. So on Monday in history in 1847, that's when Lansing became the capital.
Who knew? Lansing became the capital.
March
How about that?
16th. March 18th today, that is when the decision happened to move University of Michigan from Detroit to Ann Arbor. That came with 40 acres of land on which to build the new campus.
Very interesting. Ann Arbor, you just always think it's been in
It's
Ann
always
Arbor.
been there, right? Yeah.
But it moved. Okay.
Tomorrow in history, love it or hate it, that is the day daylight saving time passed Congress.
It all started then, 1918. Huh. And we're still debating whether to keep it.
Yeah, I know it's tricky. We don't need to get into that debate just at this moment. But on March 20th, Friday in Michigan history, in 1865, essentially that was the beginning of labor unions. It was the expansion of the labor force was happening during that time. But there was a big decision that led to the formation of labor unions. And of course, that had a big impact on Michigan's history, being with all the unions that we have here, with the auto workers and other industries as well.
Love seeing all those old photos.
I learn a lot from this segment.
Yes.
Things that I feel embarrassed I
Researching
didn't already know.
little nuggets of
like U of M
information.
starting in Detroit.
Moving to
Things
Ann
like
Arbor.
that. Go ahead and have a seat, doctor. I say that because we do have a special guest in the studio coming up. We're going to talk about the hidden dangers of Dutch heritage. It's not for everyone, but depending on your genes, there is a gene that could come from your Dutch heritage, and there could be a danger associated with it. So you're gonna get out of here.
I got to go on an assignment, a very important secret assignment.
But our friend is going to talk to us about this. Welcome to the show. We'll be right back with that interview here on Daybreak Plus.